Next speaker, Alice Skenador. Good evening.
Hi. Thank you. I appreciate the time to speak, and I want to speak about something.
Could you state your name and address
Oh,
for the record?
yes, Alice Skenador, and I live at 3092 Sundown Court, Green Bay.
Thank you.
And I want to talk a little bit about something that I haven't heard anyone talk about yet, and I've listened to that again and again at all the different mining fights that I've been watching and hearing about and maybe somewhat participating in across the country. And that is the phenomenon that occurs when you bring a site for a short time and you bring in workers without their families to operate those sites. And the thing that seems to happen is sex trafficking that occurs in man camps that are there to serve those mines. That is an issue that is, I never hear it being spoke of, yet it rises up in the eventuality that the mine does get to go. And I think that there are many communities that are suffering from that. They don't know what hit them until after it's well taken the community in hand. And I feel like there's no addressing that issue, or there's no one in the community is saying, well, what's your protection for bringing in un-familied workers and setting them up in camps where they have no comfort of home, and protecting the communities that have children and young people that have no idea what could happen to them. What is the plan for that, and why is it never addressed? And we've had issues of that historically. Native Americans, of which I'm a tribal member at Lakota. I'm married to an Oneida, and I live here in Green Bay. So I know a lot about those issues too. When they clear-cut the forests of this state, the Indians suffered greatly from all of that behavior that happened, because not only did they take the resources and do the work they were saying they were going to do, but they, hurt families in the process, because there was no concern for that, because they were unfamilied at the time when they were doing it. And I feel like that's a concern that is never brought up and never addressed, and there's no plan for it. And I think this doesn't have it either, and so that should be a part of it too. And I really hate to see Wisconsin follow Michigan's lead on how to protect their people with water. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, this is interesting. I came here tonight because I was, I've been I get these emails and everything like that, and I'm like, what in the world do I have to worry about something going on in Michigan for? And all these people send me stuff, and they're all, environmental, they're all happy and tree huggers and all that stuff, whatever you want to call them. So I'm thinking, just get here, place it on file, and let's not even deal with this craziness. We shouldn't be even dealing with this. Well, but that's why I've liked what Mr. Zim said, that people come and speak, and then I'm open-minded, so I start listening. And I start thinking, I like what Mr. Lindquist talked about. He said, that people don't matter up there. And I started thinking about that. He feels that way. So I think, yeah, and the attorney from Pensacola talks about corporate welfare and accountability and the position I take. I think that's important as well. The Native American attorney, I thought he gave some really interesting points for making me think. The sex trafficking I thought was really interesting as well.
You're at 5 minutes now.
Yeah, I get more than that. But this is important because, I'm going to give you an example. When nobody wants to talk about the sex trafficking, I think that was important that we brought up. I work with a company here in Green Bay, Architect. We work with iHeart World. They're trying to get places to shelter these girls, because sex trafficking is real, and it's very important, or it's unfortunately, it's a big issue we have here right here in Wisconsin, and the sheriff's shaking his head. He agrees with me. I'm a partial owner in a company in Minot, North Dakota, that is in the oil industry, and it was interesting. I was talking to some of the people out there, and this kind of goes around, and I don't want to equate one with the other, but they're talking about all the strippers that left Las Vegas. Las Vegas was having a problem finding strippers because they all left to go up to the North Dakota. And because of the people that were there, because there was an industry for it. I'm not saying there's sex trafficking, all that, but I'm trying to make a point here that I think people can understand. So I'm going to, now the two bigger issues that are coming to mind here that I want all of my environmental supervisors, Sieber and Brzezinski and everybody here, because I'm going to make a couple of points here. First is, let's talk about this Aquilla Resources. You know, we start finding out they're from Toronto, Canada. Oh, well, I'm fighting this company that's from Canada as well, called Sanamax. And they are producing noxious odors. And I can tell you one thing. The owners will talk a good game about being a good neighbor, but when I met with them, I could tell, and I told them right to their face, you don't give a damn about Brown County. And they don't. And so I understand that. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Aquilla Resources people don't give a damn about up north. So I understand what the people are going through. The other thing I want to bang on my environmental friends for, and some of the people here, is they talked about the environment is not being protected. This sounds like the, or the environmental trade-offs. Contamination is about what happens is it's going to be good. This reminds me of the wind turbine issue. Okay? All the people that came and spoke tonight talk about the environment is not being protected. They're worried. The little girl comes up, worries about her health. Well, all the people that we have in Brown County that I've been trying to fight for because of wind turbines. But my environmental friends are saying, oh no, wind turbines are great. Oh no, they're fantastic, but they're all against this stuff. No, the point I want to make is that, yes, there are problems.
Can we stay on the subject? Yeah.
This is the subject.
He's trying to show a
my
correlation.
point is that it's not just because it's a mine. We talk about these issues, and I want my fellow environmentalists over here to take note of that, because they champion, wind turbines. No, wind turbines hurt people. I got people right here that'll test it, right? Damn right.
Can we get
She's
back
looking.
to the
So
resolution?
I'm going to support this because of the reason that the people came. Thank you, Supervisor Zimmer. I'm going to support this because the people came. I understand where they're coming from, because you know what? They are being affected by it. And if we can, Brown County, I think, does have a little bit of pull. I think we are pretty solid. So if we can hook up with some of the local units of government and say, you know what, we'll sign on it. Doesn't mean anything. I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. People driving down here, I'm elected to get things done. I said that last night. And I'm elected to listen to the people. Sometimes the people aren't in my district. But I'm also elected to take it into my head and to really move it around sometimes in this little pea brain that I have and make a decision. And I tell you, tonight I'm going to go with the people. So I support it.